still in a funk. I'm still in a daze of adrenaline, or I don't know how to describe it.
Well, tell me what what was your first thought, I guess, when did you realize something was wrong up in the cockpit?
10 minutes after Marco, we turned northbound, autopilot set. The pilot, Joe K-Buck, C-A-B as in boy, U-K as in kilo, Joe K-Buck, had just gone through his climb checklist. He was a real pro, and I had the headset on. The only thing I knew how to do up there was talk on the radio, because I only been up there one other time, and I made it a point to ask the pilot, not Joe, but another one, how do I talk on the radio? And they showed me what button to push, and I remember that. Now, I don't know at that time if I wanted to know that in case something ever happened to the pilot or what. But I didn't ask him about what any other gauges meant or nothing. I just wanted to know how to talk. So I knew how to do that. And so I had my headset on. I was listening to him. And he went through his climb checklist. So we're not but 3,000 or 4,000 feet off of Marco Island at that time. And he did it very vocally. In other words, I heard him say, ABC gauge, check, whatever. And he would vocally say it, and then he would physically touch or point to whatever he was checking. You know, he was a pro. He did that after all those multi-thousands of hours. And then he would say, XYZ setting, check. And then he said, okay. And he did that 4 or 5 things, you know, items. And he said, okay, climb checklist is taken care of. So he laid the book down. And shortly after that, and I'm probably within a minute, I'm just guessing, I don't remember, I looked over and he was just sitting there, he had his chin on his chest, looking down his lap, but there was nothing in his lap that he needed to be looking at. And that's when I kind of looked at him for a minute, probably 2-3 seconds, and I touched him on the shoulder, and I said, Joe. And that's when his head rolled over to the side, and his eyes rolled back in his head, and his arm fell off, armrest on his leg off and hanging off the armrest, and I knew he was, if he wasn't gone in, he was in deep distress, but we were in trouble. So that's when I realized at 10 minutes, we were probably 5,000 feet in a climb attitude, full climb, and autopilot was on.